So Xbox's biggest release this year is arguably Halo Infinite, and we got a new update on it with the blog. That is the Inside Infinites that wasn't the usual timing that it is, but that's probably because we're about to experience the big grand finale of the multiplayer bonanza we've had this summer for this game. And since I skipped the last Inside Infinite, I wanted to be sure to kind of hit this one for you. It took me an hour and a half to read this thing and really kind of soak it all in, so I thought I'd save you an hour and a half and give you this 10-minute video or however long it is. Let's talk about it. And if you want to continue the hype train to Halo Infinite as well as other stuff, feel free to subscribe to the channel, because that's what I like to do here. I like to gush about games with you and build the hype. So this Inside Infinite mostly dealt with kind of big team battle, their new big team battle that is now 12v12 instead of 8v8, which I'm gonna get into first. There's some other stuff like the bots and academy, as well as flight info, and some stuff you've probably already heard about the flights, but I want to get into Big Team Battle first because that's what they hit first. It sounds like this go around, Big Team Battle is essentially their answer to Warzone. They've never said there's going to be a mode like Warzone in Infinite. I'd imagine if you're watching this, you're already a Halo fan anyway, so you know what Halo 5 Warzone is, but I'm very curious if there will be a mode like that in Infinite where AIs are like assisting the players. Because they have a quote in this where they're like, well, what made you want 12v12 for the new big team? And then he's like, well, we didn't want to downscale what we did in Halo 5's Warzone, but that had a lot of other AIs in the mix too, and now it's just the 12v12 players. So I'm curious, how are you going to keep that engaging? Well, they talk about that here. They bring up how they really want, in all things the multiplayer, they really want Spartans in this to feel a part of the Halo universe and canon. And a part of the big team battle experience is that they want a lot of dynamic events to happen. Pelican drops with like vehicles, which by the way, escalate as the match goes. These Pelicans will drop vehicles at spots in the map, and it starts off kind of basic, you know, Warthog, ground transport, but then as the match goes on, it'll drop like Banshees or Scorpions, things that could really turn the tide. So that's an interesting mechanic to it. There's also something like a command mode voiceover, whatever that means. I'm imagining it's kind of like Commander Palmer, you know, in Warzone. Weapon pods falling from the sky and other dynamic events. And there's even something that only happens in big team battle that you can do with your AI that's, it's like a power cache that you can interact with using your AI. So it's stuff to really make it feel like you are a part of an actual Halo battle in Halo lore. Not to mention, to add to the chaos, they want equipment that, you know, usually in arena, like the grapple shot or the shield, you know, all that stuff. They want that to have more charges in big team battle. So instead of you only shooting the grapple shot, I think it's twice in arena, now I can shoot it like 5 times. So that's what they want to also do to upscale the kind of dynamic craziness that could happen in big team battle. There's also a new mode called Total Control that they want to be alongside classics like Capture the Flag and Slayer. They didn't really describe what Total Control is, but to me it kind of sounds like Battlefield Conquest or Halo's very own Strongholds. But the next thing I wanted to hit that they talked about is the bots and the academy. Now there might be some out there that just don't care about bots, it's not interesting to them, but bots were always this thing in Halo Infinite that really caught my eye because it's something that allows players to get, you know, new players to get acquainted with the game and to have this feeling that, you know, they're not just constantly losing in multiplayer. And they kind of explained that even more in this blog. They've said it previously, but I've always liked that idea. The thing that they confirmed in this blog that they've always teased at in past ones, but they just were a bit more upfront about it here, is that bots will be able to be in these things that they called scrimmage-like modes. And at launch, Academy is kind of just going to be this training place, you know, where you can do bot slayer, weapon drills, and all that stuff. And you'll have kind of modes to run around shooting bots. But in the post-launch strat that they do want to add modes that will allow your friends to jump in, that will allow you to kind of make these co-op, in their words, arcade-like game types. That is freaking dope. Because that's something I've always wanted to see in Halo ever since Forge became a thing. And it pretty much is confirming that, yes, there will be ways of just, you can put bots on whatever map you want. It's not like bots will be limited to just, you know, the pre-made maps that 343 did. And who knows, maybe that's exactly why Forge mode and everything got pushed off, is because they're trying to consider how bots interact with it. I don't know. But I'm just excited about training mode allowing that. You know, training mode is where you can go to just have arcade-like game types that you can make with Forge mode and these bots. Now, again, this is going to be kind of post-launch, but they have plans for these bots. They have plans for the Academy, and they have plans to do stuff with it that has me pretty stoked. And you can mess with like the game type as well, the game type, and you could just, I don't know, just make it an infection thing where maybe it's just you and 3 friends versus a bunch of bots that are infected. That actually sounds dope. And there's a few other general things to kind of talk about here, like the flag. The flag, we got a good look at that thing and it looks awesome. I love the design of it. We also got some concept art of two different concept art of the Behemoth map. That's what they're calling it. And this seems like a very desert, rocky looking place. And I really hope that this makes it into Infinite's campaign in some way. I'm not talking about this map, but I'm saying this kind of biome, because the only biome we've seen from this game is kind of Pacific Northwest in terms of the campaign, you know, with mountains and trees and stuff like that, water, green. But I just hope that, you know, especially this concept art with Chief in it, I hope that's a sign that, you know, we will see Chief in environments like this. But the other big thing I want to touch upon is basically the progression system in Infinite. They have heard people kind of talk about this, and how, I admit, like me, I love progression systems in games. It gives you something to work towards, and just getting XP every match, and then also you can do challenges to kind of fast forward your progress. But they did confirm here at launch, Infinite will only be able to work your way through a battle pass and the progression system by doing challenges. But they laid it all out. They're like, look, this is how challenges work. You will get 20 weekly assignments, and those weekly assignments, if you have a swap switch, you can swap it out. But the weekly challenges, there will be like, you know, there's an easy one, like get 3 kills, period. And then that one will give you like a little bit of a reward, versus maybe something like take out 3 wraiths or something like that. And then that one gives you more of a reward. And you could swap those out, but you will only get a swap out of an equal level challenge. You get what I mean? If I'm losing you, I apologize. I was really into this part because I was worried about this progression system. Dailies actually work out a lot better because it starts off super easy, you know, just play a single match, get a single kill or whatever, do a bots thing. And then you'll get harder ones in stage 2, which will be a bit more difficult, like, I don't know, and you get to stage 3, and then if that's like you win a match or something. And there's a great deal of dailies to work through, so they're making it sound like no matter what, you're gonna have challenges that you get done left and right pretty easily. The only worry I have about that is these stage 1 daily challenges. I think the weeklies, fine, that's cool. They list out examples, they're super basic. They're not so daunting as, say, ones in Master Chief Collection, but the daily ones, I get worried will be tedious, you know? Say in order to get the stage 2 challenges, you're gonna have to do a bot slayer match. You're gonna have to kill at least one bot. You're gonna have to play this game type that you don't really care about. You know, you're gonna have to do that in order to get to the stage 2 stuff that'll be more rewarding. And that's something I'm a little bit worried about, is players being forced to do tedious tasks, not hard ones, but just tedious ones, in order to get the XP that they want to get. The one more thing I want to touch upon with the progression system is special events. A great comparison I personally have with this is Fall Guys. Like Fall Guys, there's those times where get Cuphead, get Ratchet and Clank, and you have a limited amount of time to get that skin. And Halo Infinite's gonna be different, where when that special event comes up, like the samurai outfit we've seen previously, you'll have maybe like a week of the month to go for it. And if you didn't earn it by the end of the month, that's okay. It's gonna show up again in the season. And when it shows up again, your progress towards that thing will be saved and it'll just resume. So if one of like the challenges to get it is get 20 Banshee kills or something, and you got like 8 the last time the thing was available, the next time this special event comes up, it will say 8 out of 20 Banshee kills. And that's awesome. I really freaking appreciate that because it gives people more opportunities to get that thing instead of them panicking in the one and only time. And it's like, oh yeah, and XP boosts, they do not function real time. XP boosts are no longer like just use it for a single match like Halo 5. XP boosts are going to be in real time, 30 minutes long. So if you're just taking a long time finding a match, you need to go to the bathroom while you have an XP boost ready. Your friend's like, hold on, I gotta do something. Then you're gonna be wasting time with that XP boost. I don't like that. I really wish they just made it like a per match thing or per 3 matches or something like that, but I don't know. Especially because that makes me think that people are gonna try to exploit that and be like, this is the fastest, like YouTube videos, this is the fastest way to get XP. Like, play this match, because then you could get in 5 matches over those 30 minutes. Like, I don't wanna see that shit. I just wanna play the game and get rewarded for it. So now, the part that you're probably interested in, when the hell's the flights? You're probably already aware of this by now, that's why I focus on everything else, but they ended this blog saying that there's not only going to be 1 flight this coming weekend, there's going to be 2. It's part 1, part 2. September 23rd through the 26th, and September 30th through October 3rd. And this part 1 is going to be 4v4 PvP, not bots, PvP. But throughout both these flights, you will be able to go into the training mode and the firing range. You'll be able to do that stuff and customize. You could do that. But apparently you can only play the PvP stuff during certain time slots, which is basically both weekends, Friday through Sunday, 10 a.m. through 2 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, and 5 p.m. through 9 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. Those are the 2 time slots, so it's like 8 hours a day. That's a great deal of time. I love that they're doing that because, 1, it doesn't let us just live in abundance and kind of, wear out our time with Infinite before the game comes out, which is something I'm worried about. I'm curious if you feel the same, let me know. But it also is really forcing so many people to get on at the same time, and they are inviting everybody, by the way. If you sign up for Infinite Flights and did everything correctly before the 13th, they are inviting everybody to this first flight. They said literally everyone that is able to get an invite is going to get an invite for this one because we want every player in this. We really want to test the servers. And then next weekend, if you didn't make it by the 13th, we're going to open it up even more because we want a lot of people on for the big team battle one. So, yeah, anybody that wants to play Infinite, these next 2 weekends are the time to do it. And it's also the time that 343 is going to get a buttload of data and really hit their servers hard to make sure they don't launch with crappy servers, but they have them ready, and that's awesome. But in closing, I really do hope this is the finale to all the multiplayer madness we've had this summer. I get it. We are 3 years due with multiplayer. They announced Halo Infinite back in June of 2018, and for 3 years, exactly 3 years, we got nothing on the multiplayer. So it's cool that we have had the past 3 months to really focus on multiplayer, but I do hope these 2 flights is kind of the finale of it, because I want to get back into the general game. I want to get back into the campaign. I want to get back into just overall the package. I want to get back into developer insights on just Halo Infinite as a whole. I just don't want to get into multiplayer anymore. We've had it for the past 3 months, and this is going to be a grandiose finale. But let me know, what was the coolest note of this between the progression system, the bots and academy, big team battle, the flights? What are you looking forward to most? Let me know in the comments. And if you want to see more about Halo Infinite, you can click the video up here. And don't forget to be geek, be proud, be awesome.